So let's kind of do a walkthrough here, and I'm just going to enlarge this and go full screen. And these are all disabled by default using enable window, so I'll click start. I'm going to go through, I'll pick a role. When I choose my role, just an audio clip object that's looping in the background for the music, and choose my gender and choose my race here. I'll be a polymorphic hybrid. I need to choose an avatar, so I'm going to go through and let's go here. Be this guy. And by the way, I got a lot of these off Google Images. I didn't really do any art or anything. I was just trying to work on the code for a tutorial using different Swing components. So these are sort of the cutscenes as you go through in this J scroll pane, this J text area. And you can cycle through, and there's also there's an action listener and different event listeners on this text field. So while it has focus, you can use shortcut keys. So if you hit enter, you can go through and you decide to take the red pill. This is player start. I can use the arrow keys for navigation. I can use up and down for different things. The buttons are context sensitive, so they will change based on the situation or the context that you're in the game. So for instance, if I want to walk around, I can use the nav buttons here. And you want to kind of explore the environment because there's different clues. This door is locked. That's just a function that I'm just kind of walking around. That door is locked. If I come over here, here's an inventory or pickup item. Notice they went from up down to no yes. So I select yes, and then I click go. And then if I go back, I just have to pull the environment data out so I don't find the same item over again. This is sort of just some actual photographs from the airport itself. Here's a couple of fragmentation grenades. So it adds that to my inventory, the JList control, and then also by selecting that, I can equip an item here. So I'm equipping different items. I have to be careful because there's some random combatants around here that will spawn, as well as some traps and things. Another locked door that I can't really access. If I go here, this is actually on a wall in Denver International Airport, and found the jackknife, so adds that to my inventory. And notice depending on what I select, if I select grenades, that's toss. If I select knife, that's stab. And then same thing if I equip it, but it has to be context sensitive. So now if I stab, I'm just stabbing into empty space. So anyway, I'll use even though I can use the shortcut keys, you won't be able to see what I'm doing unless I use the nav button. So I'll do that, but I'm going to go here, I'm going to go down, and basically you just kind of want to explore the environment. You go around, looking for things that make you go. We look for things. And these are actual restaurants and shops in the airport, and I pulled this map off the internet, and I just constructed it using draw polygon and fill oval for the little red dot there. And that's in the paint method in the JApplet class. But I wasn't 100% sure where the actual shops and restaurants are in Denver International Airport. Maybe I'll go there someday and figure it out. But if I did a 3D level, I definitely want to be more accurate. But at least I know that the map is almost accurate there. It's a fairly accurate layout of the airport. So as I'm exploring, I come over here, and this is the gray encounter, and I'm just kind of labeling these so you can kind of see where you are on the map. And there's a little map here you can bring up, but it's not, So on the map here, and this is just random, so if I want to look around the environment,
blah blah.
Do you think I look attractive, she says, and then guess what? And then
blah blah, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah.
It's sort of, random.
Blah blah blah.
And then I could get used to being human.
Can I ask you a question?
But you can chat, and this is something fun that I want. If I decide to chat,
that's the loveliest thing I've ever heard.
I actually wrote a little chat bot for this, and so you can kind of talk to her, and you can say, so we'll ask her, who are you? She says, "Why, I'm Jenny, of course." So she gives you her name, and I can ask her some other questions. And if I ask redundant questions, she'll give me different replies.
That's the loveliest thing I've ever heard.
Again, I'll just ask a redundant
Blah, blah, blah.
question there. So I can ask her, "What do you want?" or "What do you need?"
That's the loveliest thing I've
And she'll
ever
tell me,
heard.
"I desperately need the hamburger." So that's sort of the next thing that you need to accomplish in the game. Or I could say, "What do you want?"
Blah, blah.
"I want you to get me the hamburger, please." Even I could use something like, "What do you need?"
That's the
And
loveliest
"I
thing
truly
I've
need the
ever heard.
hamburger," she says. I could also use just some random expressions. That's a mystery to me. If I say "I love," I could say "I love you."
That's the loveliest thing I've ever heard.
I could say "I like you,"
Blah, 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 blah.
and because I'm so likable, right? I could say "I hate you."
Blah, blah, blah.
"You are so mean to me," she says. I could say "I hate hamburgers,"
Blah, blah, blah.
and she says "I hate that for you." So it's a little bit context sensitive. I could ask her,
Blah, blah, blah.
"You mean there actually is a meaning?" And if I ask the same question again,
Blah, blah, blah.
42, Duff, if you're a Douglas Adams fan anyway. So that's just sort of a little chatbot, but if I want to get out of it, I need to say bye. So
Bye-bye.
by talking to her, I know what I need to do. I know the next thing I've got to accomplish is I have to get her a hamburger.
I'm so hungry.
So I'm going to go ahead and exit. And I'm going to go explore here. And there are random combatants that spawn. So you have to kind of be careful where you go, and there are traps. And I remember where some of them are, not others. But I'm going to go downstairs, hop on the train. And by the way, you can look around the train as you go. So I'm just kind of looking around the train and traveling through here on the train. And when I get here,
Hello?
there's an old lady that I can talk to. And I actually need to talk with her, and there's a suitcase over here that she wants us to get, and there are certain clues that she'll drop. So if I want, I'll go talk to her.
Hello?
And I can say, "What is your name?"
Ooh.
And she'll tell me that her name is Mrs. Smith, with a sort of a slim, shady slant there. And I can ask her, "What does she want?" or "What does she need?"
Hello?
And my life is truly incomplete and without meaning until I get the suitcase. So she'll tell me, about the suitcase. And there's even a little bit of a profanity. I could, if I were to, say a bad word,
Ooh.
no need to be a potty mouth. So it's just sort of the chatbot there. But I'm gonna go ahead and
Bye-bye.
exit there.
Hello?
How rude of me to say such a thing in front of an elderly person, but just saying that that's part of it. So I need to kind of explore, and I need to get the alien a hamburger. Obviously, she needs a suitcase. So those are two needs that I know of in the game, or two problems that I need to solve. And I'm just looking around. These are actual items, and I just found an ammo clip. So there's an inventory item added to the inventory. Make sure we pull it out of the environment so you can't find it again when you go back to the same area.
Can I help you?
So here's a Burger King over here on the map, and again I can chat with the attendant, or I can try to purchase a Whopper. If I want to chat,
Can I help you?
he just tells me same thing, and there's no actual chat bot here, and I could try to
No
purchase a
way.
Whopper. But he's like, "You don't have enough money to buy a super delicious BK Whopper if only you had $2.13. So at this point, we know that we can't really meet the Gray's needs. So maybe we can help the old lady. I have to figure out exactly what we have to do here. So I'm gonna go down.